Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Transformers. It's a great day for transformation. It is Monday, the 27th of March, 2023. And you have decided to join me another day on your journey of transformation, your journey of evolution, your journey on becoming more of who you agreed to be when you entered into this physical existence. I applaud you for that. Come on in, just take a moment, like and share the stream. And, well, let me introduce myself for those who are here for the first time. I am Samion, founder and transformation leader of O.N.E Transformation Center, where we inspire, motivate, and heal lives and relationships across the globe while celebrating humanity. It's our absolute privilege to be here with you on your journey. We're not here to transform you or to convert you in any manner. We're only here to be a support to you along your journey, to remind you of who you are and whose you are. To remind you of the magic that lies within you. To remind you of where your salvation comes from. To remind you that the very things you desire already desire you as well. And to support you with connecting to your entitled miracles. Yes, I said entitled because you are entitled to miracles. Nothing that you need do, for you already are. Simply being an extension and reflection of the master creator, of the miracle worker, of that which gives miracles, you are entitled. So, we thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. For those who are unaware, for those who have returned, we appreciate you for allowing us to continue to support you and you continuously standing with us as we grow, as we transform, as we become more of what we've agreed to be for you, with you, through you, and as you. We're grateful. For this journey, many times it can appear that we are alone, that there's no one out there who understands, who gets this experience. Everyone else seems to be operating from the outside in, or they are looking for something outside of themselves to save them. Well, look no further. Here at O.N.E Transformation Center, we understand. We are here with you. We stand with you. Regardless of what your regardless of what your physiological, I can't even talk this morning. Regardless of what your belief systems are, what your personal philosophies are, we stand with you. For there are no separations, as we have so much more in common than we do that separates us. So, this is how it goes every morning. We begin with the oath of manifestation, and then we move over to the affirmative reading and prayer. That's it. That's all we need. That's all the time that we need to help give you the tools, the energy, to give you the support, the backing that you need to go out and conquer this day. So as we set up for the oath of manifestation, I want us to begin by taking 3 deep breaths, 3 intentional breaths. And with these breaths, I want you to, as you inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, to inhale new opportunities, unexpected opportunities. To inhale and to exhale everything that no longer supports you. I want you to inhale everything that supports you in this moment, and on your exhale, release that which no longer supports you. Got it? Great. Let's move forward and set it up. Begin with me and take 3 deep breaths. Inhale through your mouth, through your nose rather, and exhale through your mouth. Again, through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Again, through your nose. Last time. And exhale through your mouth. Great job. Don't you feel better already? All right, let's move forward and set up the oath of manifestation. And with this oath of manifestation, this is our proclamation of independence. This is our proclamation. This is our declaration of independence, our proclamation of this is a proclamation to ourselves that we are alive. Our emancipation proclamation, where we give ourselves the love that we desire, where we speak life into ourselves. We know what society tries to do. We know what the ego tries to do. However, we are being proactively giving love, speaking life into ourselves. So join me with great conviction, with great passion, and let's declare. Say it with me. I accept and receive unexpected good, unexpected money, unexpected love, unexpected kindness, unexpected generosity, unexpected offers, unexpected prosperity, coming in unexpected ways from unexpected places in my life and in the life of others. I am constantly guided and boldly empowered to receive the lavish abundance of the universe. I accept the principle that abundance and prosperity have already been given to me. My acceptance makes it real and opens the space for manifestation to rush in. I open wide the doors of my consciousness to receive and to give. It is done now. Through this oath of manifestation, all things are possible. I declare absolutely that I live in a friendly universe that is always providing for me. I feel it powerfully happening now. I open to receive more abundance and to give more abundance than I have ever experienced before. I can afford anything I desire. In fact, I am so prosperous, I need never worry again. I am grateful for all that I already have, and grateful for all that I am ready to give. I keep myself lifted in high consciousness, no matter what the appearances are. God is all there is. I let the God times roll, and so it is. And so it is. Just allow these words, allow this experience to seep deep down into your soul, into your spirit. For you are worthy. You are worthy. All right, let's prepare to move into our reading for today. And it comes from, our reading comes from A Course in Miracles, Lesson 86, which is a review of two ideas that we previously covered, which come from Lesson 71 and 72. And it reads, these ideas are for review today. Only God's plan for salvation will work. Only God's plan for salvation will work. It is senseless for me to search wildly about for salvation. It is senseless for me to search wildly about for salvation. I have seen it in many people and in many things. But when I reached for it, it was not there. I was mistaken about where it is. I was mistaken about what it is. I will undertake no more idle seeking. I will undertake no more idle seeking. Only God's plan for salvation will work. And I will rejoice because his plan can never fail. I want us just to go through this just for a moment. We are being reminded that regardless of what we do, what moves we make, what we think, or what we see, that there's only one true plan for salvation. Now, I'm not speaking from the space of salvation from the religious context. We're talking about salvation being saved from self, being saved from situations, being saved from ego. We're speaking of those texts, those moments when we need something, we need a miracle. We need a miracle. We need a change. We need a bill paid. We need some surgery. We need to be a healing. We need inspiration, motivation. We're talking about that saving. Because so many times we reach out to others, we see others getting it, and we wonder how they're getting it. And when we reach out to them, it seems like it's an escape. We're not unable to be in alignment with what they're receiving. Then we find out that we feel as if we're mistaken about what it is, but then we realize that we're not mistaken. For it is not within them it is not from them that we will receive what we feel the salvation is. Yet it is within them, the same thing that is within them is also within us that creates this salvation. And what is that? God's plan. Only God's plan for our salvation will work. So it is important for us to be still today and simply state, God, universe, Allah, all that works together for our best and highest good. What is the plan that you have for me today? What is the plan that you have for me today? And here's a couple of solutions that we can implement. A couple of suggested forms for applying this idea specifically to our challenges. And it reads, God's plan for salvation will save me from my perception of this. So whenever you're envisioning, whatever you're experiencing in the very moment, simply speak to it and say, God's plan for salvation will save me from my perception of this. Not from the reality of what it is, but from how you see it, how you perceive it. And if you will allow yourself to move from a limited perspective, from seeing it with only those two eyes, and begin to utilize your spiritual eyes and to see it as God sees it, then you can see the salvation in it. The next suggested form to apply is to simply say, this is no exception in God's plan for my salvation. See, sometimes when things don't go the way that we want them to go, we think it is a chink in the armor. We think that we're being punished. But I'm here to share with you, no, it's not. There's no exception. This is the opportunity for you to really understand that if something is removed for you, it was never yours in the beginning. That if it was removed for you, it was only temporary. And many times we attempt to make permanent temporary. We attempt to make temporary permanent without realizing it was only there for a short period of time. And when we take it upon ourselves to make it permanent, now we are operating outside of God's will. Now we are putting ourselves in a position where we're making it harder, more tougher than what it ever needed to be in the beginning. So let's just realize in those moments, as things are being removed from our space, let's remember that these are no exceptions in God's plan for your salvation. These are opportunities for you to align with that salvation more than you were previously. And thirdly, it says, let me perceive this only in the light of God's plan for salvation. Let me perceive this only in the light of God's plan for salvation. Let's interpret that. Let's interpret that. I'm a true believer that everything happens for my absolute best and highest good. So if this is happening, if this is occurring, and it's not an exception, it's not outside, I'm not seeing it from a limited perspective, it's not outside of God's will, God's plan, then I understand that as God is for me, who or what can be against me? So I accept it. That this is happening because it's supposed to happen. This is happening in alignment with me being connected to God's plan for salvation. So let us stand in that space with cheerfulness and thanksgiving, releasing the need to have a grievance so that we can be in alignment with God's plan. The second review, which comes from lesson 71, it says, holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation. Holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation. And it reads, God's plan for salvation will save me from my perception of this. God's plan for salvation will save me from my perception of this. It will save me from my grievances and how I see a thing, from my limited perception, my limited understanding, my limited sight. It reads, holding grievances is an attempt to prove that God's plan for salvation will not work. Let's read that again. Holding grievances is an attempt to prove that God's plan for salvation will not work. Yet only his plan will work. By holding grievances, I am therefore excluding my only hope of salvation from my awareness. Ooh. Let's read that again. By holding grievances, I am therefore excluding my only hope of salvation from my awareness. I would no longer defeat my best interests, my own best interests in this way. I would no longer self-sabotage myself. I would accept God's plan for salvation and be happy. Even though I don't understand the thing. I don't understand why this is happening, the timing that it's happening. It's beyond me. I would just simply accept it with the understanding that it is a part of the plan, the bigger picture. It is part of that which is here to support me and align me with my true salvation. And here are some ways that we can begin when we find ourselves in those moments of not understanding or feeling like we need to judge it. Here's some things that we can apply to our lives. First says, I am choosing between misperception and salvation as I look on this. Why? Because we have a choice. We have a choice to choose to see it wrongly, to choose to see it in a limited perspective, to choose to see it as something that is hurting us and harming us, that is not in our best and highest interest, or see it as something that's working for our better good. Opportunity to see it from a 30,000 foot perspective versus being in the middle of it and not being able to see the forest through the trees. The second suggestion says, if I see grounds for grievances in this, I will not see grounds for salvation. If I see grounds for grievances in this, I will not see the grounds for my salvation. Let's interpret that. I have two options. I can choose to hold on to my grievances and be bogged down, distracted by my grievances, by my circumstances and situations. Or I can choose salvation. I can choose my blessings. I can choose my miracles. I can choose to be connected and be intentional and to truly allow myself to be guided through the storm. See, many of us are going through a storm right now, internally and externally. And usually when you have a storm, you run for shelter. Many of us choose not to run for shelter. We choose to rely upon our egos to see us through it. When the ego's only job is to create separation and limitation. Yet when we run for shelter, that is the epitome of going inside and connecting with the essence of who you are. Trusting that you're going to be safe. Trusting that it's going to pass over. Trusting that it's working for your best and highest good without the need to attach grievances to it. I challenge you to release your grievances. And lastly, This calls for salvation and not attack. When you're in the midst of a storm, whether it's financial, mental, emotional, energetic, physical, when you're in the midst of a storm, I challenge you to remember you're being saved from something. You're either being saved from something or you're being saved for something. Hear me now. You're either being saved from something or you're being saved for something. So instead of looking at it from a very low vibrational space, a space of being a victim, simply choose to remember that you're being saved from something or for something. And it can be both. You can be being saved from something, for something. That relationship that's disconnecting, that's discontinuing, is you're being saved from something and you're also being saved for something. That job that you feel like that you're trying to hold on to even though they don't appreciate you. You're being saved from something as well as being saved for something. Allow yourself to stand in that space as victorious, remembering that you cannot be a victim and victorious at the same time. I challenge you today. Simply remember that only God's plan for salvation will work. That's where your miracles lie. That's where your blessings lie. That's where your peace lies. The peace that surpasses all understanding. Your grace that is sufficient lies. And additionally, holding grievances is an attack on God's plan. Please do no harm. Stop doing harm to yourself. Stop disallowing yourself for being in alignment with everything that's working in your best and highest good. Understand this is the season for decluttering. This is the season for letting go. This is the season for alignment. But you got to get through the mess before you can truly experience the blessed. You got to get through the mess before you can truly experience the bliss. Just let it go. And know that you're not alone as you walk through this journey. And that concludes our reading of the day. So let's go to a space of gratitude, prayer and gratitude. As we proclaim, all that works together for our best and highest good, Father, Mother, God, guardian angels, Orishas, ancestors, we give thanks to you for your support, for your love, for your peace, for emboldening us, for reminding us of where our salvation comes from, for reminding us that your plan is sufficient and not deficient, for reminding us that we can just truly take a moment and lean not unto our own understanding, but truly trust your will in all your ways. We give thanks for the reminder that we can let go and let God. In the midst of our personal battles and storms, that we can find refuge in your plan. That our salvation, the things that we think we need to be saved for, we feel we need to be saved from, do not come from outside of ourselves, but from within ourselves. For you said the kingdom of God lives within us. For we are created in the image and reflection thereof. The Master Teacher Jesus said the things that he has done, we are here to do greater. Support us in today as we continue to move forth on our journey to no longer depart from the understanding that was given to us in Jeremiah 29:11, that you alone know the plan that you have for us. Plan to prosper us and not to harm us. Plan to give us hope and a future. So we find refuge in this plan. We find refuge in our future. We find refuge in this present moment, knowing that you got us. That you've not forsaken us. You will never forsake us. That even in the midst of looking like it's mass casualty, that is this total destruction, that you are setting us up for the greatest comeback. Even in the moment where it seems like things are being taken away from us, that you're just removing the things that no longer support us. We're going to rest in you. Thank you for lightening our load. Thank you for breathing life into us and reminding us of where our salvation lies, where our miracles lie, where our blessings lie. That we no longer have to be out here operating from a limited perception, trying to see beyond the limitations we have imposed upon ourselves. We can truly just trust the plan. Know that you have us. Know that we win. We are victorious. We are successful. We are healthy. We are whole. We are complete in you this day and forevermore. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Ashe. Asheo. Oh, thank you for joining us again today. We thank you for being with us, for loving us, and for allowing us to love you and to stand with you on your journey. This concludes the morning manifestation session. If you missed any part of it, feel free to go to the YouTube space and simply listen from the beginning and share with other people. Please share, like, share, and comment. Visit all of our social media spaces at One Transformation Center on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. And when you're on YouTube, click that notification bell and click all, select all. See all the updates come through so you can receive the support, access to our content, and really feel and energize yourself. Begin to renew your spirit as well as your mind. And as always, we like to thank you for investing in your transformation. We hope that you continue to join us daily at 6 a.m. weekdays, and on the weekends, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in addition, tune in on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, for our transformative conversations. They have been magnificent. And also, don't forget to go back to the stream and check out anything. Get those tools that you need in order to become masterful manifestors. It's by way of our Transform My Life broadcast. Until next time, please remember, be the change you desire to see. Be the change you desire to see. We love you. Continue to be great. Namaste. I see God in you.